What's up, everybody? How you doing? Get this camera right. There we go. This is HB in the house. How you doing? I am happy to be here. Harold Branch, not full name, Harold Gregory Branch III, but everyone calls me HB. I'm here because of our nightly decompression. We do it every evening with Dr. Angela Kenzslowe. We like to help you decompress from intense days because we know this time in the world is very intense. If you're like me and you read the news at all, we probably should take a few breaks from the news, a couple days off at least. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, little brother. But if you read the news, however, then you probably read something that annoyed you today. Probably read something that got on your nerves, that you didn't understand, something that is ridiculous, maybe that our government did. Like discontinuing information that's going to the CDC and having it go straight to the administration. Why that is a smart move is because it's not. But whole nother conversation, everyone. That's why we're here today, to come down off of that energy, come down from that intensity. So say hello, what's going on? I got about 2 minutes before I get started and introduce. Love to know that you're here. This will be an interactive session today. So I hope you're ready and somewhere where you could type, because we're going to be talking about music and we're going to be asking you what kind of music you listen to relax and different things. So just be prepared for that when we get started. But right now we got a couple, a minute or so, minute and a half before we go ahead and get this thing rocking. We do this on a nightly basis from Monday to Friday. We have fun, we enjoy ourselves, and hopefully it's relaxing to you and helping you take care of your own self-care. And so I know we have people that chime in from across the country. We had Jersey in the house, Dana and Deborah in the house. You didn't even have to comment. Deborah, your shout out right there in the front, in the beginning, homegirl. There you go. Hey, cuz, love you too. Glad that you are chiming in. Love you very much. We have people chiming in from Texas, of course, my home, Chicago, my other home, because Arizona's my home, Phoenix my home. And people just from all over the place. And so if you're chiming in, love to see where people are chiming in from, to see what area of the country that they're in at the time. But with that being said, we got a few people on, a little over a dozen right now. We might as well bring on the real superstar of the evening. That's why I get on first, and should have quieted my phone. Cookie in the house, good to see you. We got Dr. Angela Kenzslowe coming on. She's a psychologist that works with our military, and she's a vet herself, focuses and expert in trauma. Was actually featured on ABC this morning, which was absolutely awesome because she's awesome. She had been on before. They asked her back. She's just absolutely just an amazing person, an amazing spirit with a lot of great information. And Sheila, I see you. What's going on, family? There we go. And Dr. Angela is in the house. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
When I heard your phone going, I thought it was mine. I was like, oh, that's not me.
I know my phone is on my computer, right? So, usually people don't call me during this time. They know what it is, but hey, it's all good. You know what? I've learned to be more forgiving with myself since we're doing stuff from home. Thank you. We're at home.
I'm so nerdy.
A round of applause. Watch out.
You see primetime news anchors working from home, and maybe the dog or something runs in. I think everyone, the term that we've really been talking about for a long time now has been grace, right? And so I think everyone's giving grace. Your phone goes off. It's like, let me just hit silent real quick, and it's all good.
It's not seen as unprofessional. It's not seen as any of those things anymore. And so I am definitely, because anybody that has worked with me on any kind of production know I am tight. I run a tight ship. I believe in it. And when things happen, I'm very cool in the moment. But afterwards, there are going to be some conversations.
Notes.
Yeah, I am always taking notes like, hey, it's all good. See you afterwards because you messed up. So we are giving grace to everyone right now, which is a beautiful thing. So why don't you, tell us a little bit about what you talked about on ABC this morning? I cannot just slide past that.
Yeah, so we recorded it today, so it hasn't aired yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once it airs, then I'll post and let everybody know. So what we talked about today was, and I'm not going to give all the tidbits, but we talked about kids going back to school and how that anxiety may look in the children and what parents are able to do to try to mitigate that and help to manage that. I give some different tips that are age appropriate when we're talking about the little ones and the kind of 8 to almost tween and then teenagers. So real nice, good tips. It should be out sooner than later, being that it's really, really relevant right now. And Miss Susan Casper is very gracious, that word grace, and invited me. I'd been on Snore and Living with her at the beginning of COVID, talking about anxiety and how to manage that. So I'll put that link down there so people can see that.
Great, yeah, please.
She and her producers invited me to come back, so I was very, very thankful.
Excellent. I mean, this is awesome. We have somebody who's with us on a nightly basis that is considered an expert with the local news channel and being called on to have these conversations. So I just want you to know that we do not take your expertise nor your time for granted, and we appreciate you being here with us. I know I appreciate you being here with so many of the people I love in the different areas of my life that's chiming in to check this out. I feel like I'm all, it's a gift to them that they get to enjoy you on a nightly basis. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And this was my set for
I see you switched it up on them.
I thought people might be bored looking at my bookshelves all the time. We love books. So
nobody's looking at the books. They checking out what you got to say.
So
but it's good to switch it up a little bit. Nice sunflower in the background. Yeah. So I know I always I'm very proud of my shirts. And so I got the photo. Look at you and your boy. Yeah. Thank you, Bob, brother. I appreciate you for that. I really do. And this is my shirt. Always follow your dreams. Boom. I mean, where do you get a cool Freddy Krueger shirt like that? I don't know. Do you know how
many people's nightmares you just engaged for tonight?
Is that what I just did?
40-year-olds, 50-year-olds who have childhood trauma that you just said.
For Freddy Krueger? I know. I'm trying to help them work through it. See, that's the thing. I trigger their trauma. You work them through it. It's a team effort.
No.
We didn't talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
You're getting a ton of love over here, which is great. I'm going to throw that up. Tell Doctor I love her hair. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my cousin. So you're getting a bunch of love out here. So let's dive into our topic. We've got about, 10 minutes, a little bit, just to talk about music.
Yes.
And how we enjoy music and how we allow music to put us into certain moods, And I'm not sure if it's any formal research done on that particular, or if you heard of anything, but I would imagine that music affects the brain in certain ways, right?
It does. And so I have not read the research, but we have each of us anecdotally can talk about how music affects us because there's a whole industry, right? You watch a movie, when the movies are shot, I mean, you and I both know this. We both have been on a pretty significant amount of sets when it comes to film. Mm-hmm. There's no music being played when the movie is being shot, right? That's post-production. And so you have the person who's over the music who creates the emotion. I mean, just the dun, 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 dun.
Absolutely.
Like that alone, for a lot of us 70s kids, maybe 80s kids, that brings up like, right, just from that song. And so anecdotally, we all know that music definitely evokes emotion.
Absolutely. And, when I want to feel certain things, it is certain type of music. I enjoy multiple different genres, like most people out here. And it's just certain type of things. I remember on a Saturday morning, my auntie Trisha She'll be cleaning her house with my
Yeah.
cousin Rhonda and Shonda, and she got the records going. And, you know, I'm honored because I got a lot of the records. I got some of her records, my mama's records. So I listen to old school records in there, and she'll have some Terrence Trent D'Arby playing, you know, Wishing Well, or even some Genesis, right, going on and playing all these just amazing cuts. And that's when she's not throwing it back to Earth, Wind, and Fire and all these others. So music, I believe, also triggers a lot of memory.
Yeah.
And a lot of nostalgia. Yeah. What's your experience with that? How do you think it's helpful?
It's very odd. I didn't grow up in a home where music was played, but I was in concert band. I played clarinet. And so even in junior high school, we were competing with high schools where you would go in, read music by sight, music you've never seen before, and we would have to play it. So I played at the San Diego Symphony in their Symphony Hall.
Oh, wow.
And so when I hear different classical music, that's what brings me back to like,
there you go.
That's what relaxes me.
Yeah.
When it comes to like old school Earth, Wind, and Fire and, you know, a lot of that, I didn't grow up with that in my home. I raised my son, same thing, Saturday morning cleaning, I would blast gospel music. That's how I raised my son.
There you go.
If you came to my house now when I clean, it'll be
probably not gospel music.
You have to remember, I'm the era of NWA, so that's what.
Thank you. As am I. And so playlist.
Yeah.
Gangster music, you know what? And what's funny, I grew up in the 80s, early 90s. That's when I was coming into my own, and it was all about bass. It was all about banging music, really pumping it up, doing its thing. And now I get in the car, I got a like a loud system with a lot of bass in my car. And I get the kids in there, and I just start rocking it. And they're like, turn it down.
What's going on?
I'm like, turn it down. When I was your age, I would have died to have a dad that was really like just knocking it. But, you know, it's a little bit different these days, right? Yeah. Charles says something on here I want to put up here. Music is the only form of information that enters both hemispheres of the brain without being filtered. That's why you'll find yourself tapping your foot to music without realizing it. You know what I mean? That makes, I could believe that. I could believe that without a doubt, you know. So, for example,
there's been studies that show folks with dementia, specifically Alzheimer's, will remember, if they don't remember anything, sometimes that music will then bring them back to where they're able to remember some things, or they'll remember the music.
Oh, wow. Excellent. So it's a good trigger for folks. So I'm just enjoying people talking about the music. Anna put up mariachi music makes me want to holler out. You know what I mean? That's a good feeling. My man Bob, Tupac, NWA for sure. And then, you know, Ranisha just saying she believed that. Oh, I was trying to go back to Bob. I listen to Jersey House Club music without doubt. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is just really awesome. My nephew, we were working out, and he asked me, he was listening to something. He said he didn't know who Nas was as a rapper. And I explained, I played some stuff for him. And he said, that's amazing. And I played other music for him. And I explained, you know, why the music back then was just so powerful. And he texted me later and said, you really opened my eyes to what rap really is. Can you send me some more music? So that put me in a position to have to find, like, what foundational music do I want my nephew, my son, and them to know and have on their playlist. So I went through a lot of the old school stuff. That was a lot of fun. A lot of Eric B and Rakim, Public Enemy, you know, was there as well. You know who I think don't get enough recognition? KRS-One for sure. The boom bap, gotta have the boom bap. Illmatic, you got that right. And I think Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. The fun hip hop music doesn't get enough props. The Kid and Play, the Heavy D and the Boys. Chubb Rock, right? This was that fun stuff I could play around my auntie, who was the Sunday school teacher, and not get in trouble. You know?
my mother got in the car. I would borrow her. I didn't have a license yet when we still lived in San Diego, but I've been driving since I was 14. Sorry. And one time my mother got in the car and I forgot to take the Too Short tape out.
Not the Too Short, not Freaky Tales.
I forgot to take it out and hit eject. My mother gets in the car and it was not the best lyric. And let's just say I have been scarred for life with the comments made about the lyrics in which she's hearing.
You know, but I gotta also admit, when I moved to Arizona, and then we obviously listened to the R&B and the slow jams. Jodeci in the neighborhood was a big thing, so enjoy that. So that's, you know, that's just good to have, and things like that, the Silk and stuff like that. But when I'm and in some moods, when I moved to Arizona is when I got introduced to rock music. I never listened to it before. So the grunge scene and the rock scene
really, like Duran, Depeche Mode.
Duran,
I'm a chameleon.
Oh, come on now. What about Come and Go? Come on. I just can't sing, you know what I'm saying? Sweet Dreams, right? Super classic. Sweet Dreams are made of these. That's a philosophy. I have stood in front of a training crowd and was like, a great philosopher once said, some people want to use you. Some people just want to be used. Some people want to abuse you. And some people want to be abused. Ooh, right? And they just crack up laughing, right? The lyrics. But, you know, you went kind of in the early 90s, 80s. If you slide into the mid 90s, I fell into the grunge with Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins. Actually, I got to go on tour with the Goo Goo Dolls and Sugar Ray, which was mind-blowing on the Dizzy Up the Girl tour. And that was phenomenal. Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I even got a little harder. I'm a Godsmack kid. System of a Down, right? Toxicity and all of
who these people are.
Oh my God. Yeah. System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine, like just kind of that hardcore Pantera. So I really dove into some of that hardcore stuff. So sometimes people look at me crazy when I throw that on.
I was cast in a commercial and I was told I didn't know anything about mosh pits. And so I was for a commercial to that stinky, smelly cigarette smoke that was out here before. And they said, dress like you would in high school. I graduated high school in 1989. So there, dressed like 1989.
Right.
These people have on black leather, black makeup, chains, and we're hitting each other, and I'm like,
right, the goth kids. Me and Tom used to do my shit back in the day. Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, if you go to them original concerts, we was out there moshing. You know what I mean? So, you got Boy George over here. Alice in Chains. You know what I mean? Frat Leonard, Too Short, cuss words. Oh my God, that was so real. And of course, a shout out to Chop Suey. You know what I mean, by System of a Down. And so those was great, but we can't go on without giving a shout out to the real old school stuff that honestly, this is the stuff that calms me. And it's something for me, it's something about those old male voices, the Otis Reddings, the Donny Hathaways, right? We just lost our brother Bill Withers. You know what I mean? I would listen to that stuff in the dark, tears in my eye. I mean, it would just really pull on me, you know what I mean? Teddy Pendergrass, right? These voices were just soul stirring, and sometimes you hear a voice that just rocks your spirit, you know what I mean? McDonald, what's my man McDonald? The white brother from the 80s, had the beard, had that voice. Somebody know who I'm talking about.
Bob Stylistics. Hey, HB.
Yeah.
We've been having a great time with this conversation. And
we gotta go.
We're going to have to continue this tomorrow.
We got to do this tomorrow. Okay, music for tomorrow. So make sure that y'all bring your music, just, you know, who you like so you can top it in and whatnot. We're going to continue this because this is way too much fun. Michael McDonald. Yes, my sister. Thank you.
Yes.
I love you. Thank you.
Her profile picture is gorgeous.
Yeah, she's fresh. She's fresh. That's what Luke says. right? Guy. Oh my God, look, they throwing it in here. They throwing
Yes.
it.
Hey, Larry.
Oh yeah, exactly. And Michael McDonald's with the Doobie Brothers. Okay. We're gone. You guys are great. This is fun. We're going to continue this tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Please chime in. You know what I mean? So that we could continue to talk about just wonderful.
Ooh, we need a DJ. We need to invite a DJ so they can be the third person and play as people are throwing.
I know some DJs. Let me see what I can do.
That's what needs to happen.
I know some DJs. Let me make that happen. Hey, love you all, everybody. Remember, this is to lift your spirit. Oh, I saw my brother Keith too. If you still on here, what's up, brother? Good to see you. But yo, this is to lift our spirit. We have rough days, intense days, a lot going on in the world right now. So we need to decompress. So we're in a beautiful place, a better place as we continue throughout our day, everybody. You're a fighter, but you need to know how to heal.
Remember, the song Weightless is scientifically proven. They worked with scientists to help you sleep. So YouTube it, Weightless. We're talking about music. We're talking about decompression. That song will help to lower your sympathetic nervous system, slow down your heart rate, and help you get an amazing slobber night worth of sleep.
Done deal. All right, everybody. Appreciate you all. Love you much. We'll see you tomorrow night. Keep fighting, but keep healing so you can fight even longer. Peace and love.